Okay, so we are going to do the ellipse homework. So this is our ellipse homework. Page 363, and I think it goes all the way to page 364. Let me turn this page again. 363 to 364. We're doing 10, A, B, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 16 through 19. So 10A. So you guys are going to have to hear me talk. 10A is 9. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do 10A's work over here. Maybe the graph on the other side. Or is it better to do it all same? I think I'll do it all here. 9x squared plus 4y squared plus 36x minus 24y plus 36 equals 0. All right, first of all, we know that it's an ellipse because this is a positive sign between the two square terms and because 9 and 4 are different. If 9 and 4 were the same, if they were both 9s, it'd be a circle. If this was a minus right here, that'd be a hyperbola. But this is an ellipse because they're both squared, it's positive, and these are different. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the x terms all together like this. So we got x squared, this is the quadratic x squared and the linear. And we're going to put a plus blank right there. This is a plus. All right, next thing we're going to do is group the y's. 4y squared minus 24y plus blank equals. And then because 36 is not an x or a y, we're going to subtract that to the other side and put two blanks like this. So you're not allowed to complete the square if there's a number other than 1 in front of the square term. Since there's a 9 there, we're going to take a GCF of a 9 just out of the x family, and we get this. And we're going to complete the square in terms of, you know what, let's keep doing this. Let's go ahead and just write this whole line. Take a 4 out, y squared minus 20, actually that's not 24. What's 24 divided by 4? That's going to be 6y. Negative 36 plus blank plus blank. Okay. So we're going to complete the square in terms of x first. What's half of 4? Half of 4 is 2. And 2 squared is 4. So we're actually adding a 4 to this right here. But we're actually adding 36 to this side because of the 9 that we pulled out. So that is what we're adding to the other side, is a 36, not the 4. What's half of negative 6? Half of negative 6 is negative 3. And negative 3 squared is 9. So we're going to add a 9 here, but we're not adding 9 to the other side. We're adding another 36. So now we're going to complete the square. So this is x plus 2 squared plus 4 times y minus 3 squared equals 36. Then we're going to divide everything by 36 like this because we want this to be equal to 1. And 9, so basically 9/36 is really 1/4. So this would be x plus 2 squared over 4. It's really 1/4, but we don't need the 1. And then 4/36 is really 1/9, so it's y minus 3 squared over 9, all equals 1. So this is the standard form of the equation. Now, it's not asking us to graph, but it is asking us to identify everything. So in order for me to identify everything, I kind of need to do a graph. So even though it doesn't say to do a graph, I need a graph. So I'm doing a graph. So the center is negative 2, 3, because you take the opposite of this number and the opposite of that number. So it's negative 2, 3, and I'm going to plot that. Okay, so there's the center. Now your major vertices, your major verts, there's 2 of them, have to do with the bigger number. The bigger number is 9. So that means that a squared is 9. So that a is plus or minus 3. And since it's underneath y, we're going to go up 3 and down 3. Now b squared is 4, so b is plus or minus 2. So we're going to go 2 right, then 2 left, and I'm going to draw my ellipse. Now it does say identify all these, so your major vertices look like they're all on this -2 line. And then this one's -2, 0. And then looks like this one's -2, 6. And your minor vertices, I say verts, are 0, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. -4, 3. Those are your minor vertices. This problem also says to find your foci. So your foci is c squared equals a squared minus b squared, which is 9 minus 4, which is 5. So c is plus or minus square root of 5. Now that's about 2.2, and that's going to be on the major axis right here. It's on the longer part. So count 2.2 here and 2.2 here. Notice those are all on the vertical line x equals -2. So your foci points will look like your major vertices. They're going to both start with -2. But we added, actually it's probably best if you just go -2, 3 plus or minus square root of 5. That's the easiest way to write it. But if you want to write the decimals, this would be -2, and I think that's what, 0.8? 0.8. And this one is -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.2. So you can do the decimals if you want, but that's kind of a little bit harder. Just easier just to write this. -2, 3 plus or minus square root of 5. Okay, number 10A. All that for one problem. Wasn't that lovely? Okay, so I'm going to do 10B on the back side. This graph paper is driving me crazy. 10B. So we have x squared plus 4y squared minus 4x minus 16y plus 16 equals 0. Group your x's. Group your y's. And move the 16 to the other side. So now notice, I don't have to pull anything out of the x's. There's a 1 there, so I can go straight to completing the square. But on the 4's, I am going to have to pull a 4 out of this one. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to rewrite it. I mean, if you want, put a 1 out front. It's not going to matter. So let's go ahead and complete the square. What's half of -4? You should say -2, and -2 squared is 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. Then half of -2, half of -4 is -2, -2 squared is 4. And then we're going to add 16 to the other side because of this 4 times 4. So this would be x minus 2 squared plus 4 times y minus 2 squared equals 4. Now, we need to make this standard form, so we need this to be a 1. So we're going to divide everything by 4. Now, 4 divided by 4, those are going to cancel. So this is going to be y minus 2 squared over 1 equals 1. So the center would be 2, 2. Your major vertices this time is going to run this way, horizontal, because the 4 is bigger than the 1. So since a squared equals 4 and a equals plus or minus 2, you would go 2 this way, which that point is 0, 2. And you would go 2 the other way, which would be 4, 2. Your minor vertices have to do with b squared, and that's 1. So b is plus or minus 1. So you're going to go up 1 and down 1, which looks like that would be 2, 1 and 2, 3. You can go ahead and draw it. Oh, I missed that one right there. I missed this one. And your foci points. Your focal points, or foci points, here's your formula. C squared equals 4 minus 1. C squared equals 3. C is plus or minus square root of 3. Now these are going horizontal. left and right, because they're going to go the same way as the major axis. So you can add these to the x-coordinate of the center. So you take the center like this. There's your center. But you're going to add plus or minus 3 just to the x, because you went left and right. So you're adding to the x-coordinate of the foci. And that's your focal. So 10b is done. Next. This homework's going to take you a long time. I apologize in advance, but you need the practice. So number 11 says just write the equation of a circle with center 3, 4 and a radius of 2. So this is back to circles. Now circles, remember, circle looks like this. So this is a combination homework of what we did the other day, circles and ellipses. So here's your equation of a circle. So if the center is 3, 4, we'd put a 3 in for H, we'd put a 4 in for K, and we'd take the 2 and square it, and that would be 4. So that's all you have to do for 11. Sound good? Okay, we're already to number 12. Number 12. I'm telling you, it's like I'm talking. 12. Write the equation of the circle shown in the graph. Okay, so I'm going to show you this picture. All right, let me see if I can get this in here. So here's the picture. So it looks like the center is -2, -2, 1. And it looks like the radius is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so -2, 1. And radius is 3. Center is -2, 1, and radius is 3. And we just have to write the equation of the circle. Okay, so that's what I saw. Is that what you guys saw from the graph? That's what I saw from the graph. Oops, I messed up my thing. So we're just writing an equation of the circle. So using our formula from above here, it's x minus -2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 3 squared, which is x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 9. So that's the answer to 12. 13, the center of the ellipse is 5, 2. So this one's an ellipse. One focus of the ellipse is 8, 2. A focus point is 8, 2. And one vertex is 10, 2. And they want you, what are the coordinates of the other focus? So let's graph what we have here. So this is the center, 5, 2. A focus is 8, 2. So 6, 7, 8, 2. What that means to me is that this is going to run this way. So question B is going to say, what's the equation of the ellipse? So I just want you to know right now, just because the focus is to the right, and so the focus is going to be, so if this is 3 to the right, then there's another focus 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3. And that's one of the questions they ask, what's the focus, the other focus? So this is focus 1, then focus 2 would be 2, 2. So foci, the other focus would be 2, 2. That's one of your answers. And then they give you the vertex, 10, 2. So you go 2 more, 9, 10. So it looks to me like the focus is 3, C equals 3. But the vertex is A, that's center to the vertex, looks to be a 5. So if you, even you can tell that by just looking at the center. Between the center and the vertex, that's 5. That's A. A is 5, because that's the distance from center to a vertex. And then C is the distance from the center to a focus, which that is the difference of 3. You can tell it by graphing or by just looking. So what we don't know is B. But what is the other major vertice? The other major, say, I'm going to make the center really big. Here's the center. This is 5 this way, so we need to go 5 the other way, which is going to make us right here. So the other vertice is going to be 0, 2. All right, so they want the equation of the ellipse. So this is going to be a long one. So what you need to do is look on your notes or whatever. Maybe you know it already. This is the equation of the ellipse that you want. Okay, because you need the bigger number to be under x because it's running right? So remember we said A was 5 because that's the distance from center to one of your focus. So I know the bottom is 25 here. I know the center is 5 and 2, so I can get that in there also. The only thing I don't know is B squared. So how can I find B squared if I know A is 5 and C is 3? You do your foci formula. So C is 3. A is 5. So this is 9 and 25. So what's B squared? I'm going to subtract 9 over here and add B squared over here. So B squared is 16. Like, I don't even need to know that B is 4. I need the B squared is 16 to write my equation. And this is part B. So this is part A. And this is part B. Hi. And I think that we did everything for 13. So part 2 of the video will be coming up.